Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the channel and the podcast. Sal Vetri here, and today it is Easter. Happy Easter. I'm recording this much later in the day because DraftKings, because it's probably Easter for some reason, dropped the ball on releasing the salaries as they normally do the night before, about 12 hours, if not 15 hours later, for the 3-game LPL 100K to first. I think this is the third time that we've had it, 100K to first for the League of Legends. So yeah, I want to make sure the show must go on, but it is Easter. I've got the sauce. We got the pasta Sunday for Easter. I've got the sauce brewing right now. The sausage is in the oven. I got it all going right now. So it's going to be a little bit of an abbreviated video, not your 20, probably closer to your 10-minute video, just to give you ideas on where I am today. As always, there's going to be projections on Patreon for every single sport. They're already up for Counter-Strike. They're already up for Rocket League. They're going to be up there for the Outlaw Tour tomorrow for golf. They're up there as well, and will be up there for this League of Legends slate as well as the afternoon one that by the time you're watching this might actually have already ended, the 2-game afternoon slate where yours truly did win and hold hands with about 120 other people yesterday, including Alex Baker, what's up, Awesemo, and whoever else, people in my DMs telling me that they won as well, winning $300 and something for first place when you're buying is $1,500 is, a salty feeling. Bittersweet would be an overstatement. So we're here right now. Please hit the subscribe button. We're like 50 away. Let's just get to 20,000. Come on. Let me celebrate Easter. Dive into all my chocolates, my sweets while celebrating the 20,000. Nah, it would be cool though. But yeah, check out Patreon, hit the subscribe button. You can follow me on Twitter. Any questions there at SalVetriDFS. And as you can see, right here, I don't know, I'm pointing to it. The yellow thing on the screen that says League of Legends DFS course linked below. You can get access to that for free, and you can find out how to get access to it for free. The League of Legends course I built linked below. So let's just get into it right now. Starting with the top lane. So 3-game slate. There's 100K to first. You can't just play the 2 biggest favorites because you're not going to win unless you have like a support in the captain spot, leave a bunch of money on the table. But you have lineups that, for the most part, we feel pretty confident about who's going to be starting. We'll have these lineups probably any second now, if not as I'm recording this. And since it is the LPL, we'll have all the information that we need. So Top Esports is by far the biggest favorite, minus 2,000 favorite, huge favorite. We've seen these favorites, including RNG on the slate, losing their last 2 games, being knocked off as of late. Some sketchy line movement that Brick75 has been pointing out. Brian Hooper on Twitter. Who knows? We really don't have any confirmation, so sketchy to say the least. Now a much easier matchup for RNG, though, and this one is a 435, second biggest favorite. E-Star, who I think is a very maybe underrated team in the league, goes up against OMG, who is also a very underrated team in my opinion. E-Star minus 213 favorite. OMG is going to come in as a plus 158 underdog. I'm going to scratch off V5, I think, and if they end up losing, based on what the starting lineups are, minus 2,000 favorite for Top Esports against V5, who has literally a 3.8% win rate. If Top Esports ends up losing as a minus 2,000 favorite, pack it in. Just don't even play until these playoffs come in like a week or so at this point. So yeah, so I think you're choosing between 5 teams, but maybe that's the complete opposite thinking. Maybe you get your 3.8% V-Star. They finally win a game against a solid team that wins 60% of their games in Top Esports, and maybe that's where you get your edge. I think you get it by playing these 5 other teams. So starting with your top lane, yeah, there's some pretty decent pricing. Nobody above 7K. They took a while to get these pricings out, so maybe that's why. Trying to make sure it's pinpoint pretty solid to try and reduce duplicated lineups, make it a little bit more difficult. Who knows? The idea when you have a bigger prize pool is to make it easier to make lineups so that more casuals will play. So you're seeing that with no top lane above $6,800 today, which we usually see at least one in the 7K range, especially when you have a guy like 369 who averages 2.9 kills per contest and is a huge favorite. So yeah, 369, all the favorites are going to stand out of top lane. They all average over 2.5 kills per contest. They're all over 5.5 assists per contest. And then it drops off a pretty significant cliff to Flandre, who does average 2.3 and 5 assists per contest, 2.3 kills. You get Curse from OMG. I actually like Curse from OMG. OMG is a slight underdog. I assume they pick up a lot of ownership as the sexy underdog play since they're the slightest underdog, since they're still a very quality team, and their players are going to pick up points in a hurry. I'm probably going to just cross off V5 as a team at every single position, to be honest with you. So you're choosing between these 5 teams. All 5 of the top laners look pretty solid. If I had to sort of rank them, it would be Xiaobei, it would be Langx, 369, Curse, and Flandre, probably in that order. That's not my stacks, that's specific top laners. If you want to see my stacks ranked, those come out every single day as well on Patreon. This is not as early in the day as when I record the 6 a.m. videos. It's noon or 11:30 right now a.m., so I have a better idea. But these salaries just dropped. So The stacks will be out a little bit later. I could hear my sauce sizzling in the background, so might have to take a pause and come back. But mid lane right now, what you're seeing is Cryin at 8,000, only player at 8,000, and then Knight. Knight's going to be the best option in my opinion as a minus 2,000 favorite. This thing might get swept really early. 29.7% damage percentage is the highest in the slate, but he's probably also going to be the most owned, especially when you consider he should probably be 8,400 as a minus 2,000 favorite. He's only 7,600, so Knight's going to stand out a lot. Cryin all the way up at 8K flat. Obviously looks fantastic, averaging over assists more than anybody else, averaging 1.5 kills more than any other mid laner on the slate. Cryin and Knight, head and shoulders above the rest, tiers of their own at that point, in my opinion. If you're looking for the underdogs, I mean, Icon, yes, you can get to Icon at 6,400. He's very cheap. You obviously need the victory there, not numbers that are going to flash out to you. It's just the fact that this is going to be a situation to gain a ton of leverage. V5, CLX, somebody who was a support player for a while. They finally got him listed now as a mid laner. The numbers that are in here are just from the one mid lane start that they've accounted for, but it's been about 3 at this point. So yeah, mid lane, Cryin and Knight on a tier of their own. I think the best underdog option, in my opinion. Maple dies the least on the slate as a 313 underdog against RNG here, but I'm probably going to go with Icon if you're looking for an underdog out of all these. OMG is probably the underdog stack I like the most. I don't think that's going to be different from other people, so you just have to build unique lineups at that point, increase your randomness, get a lot of different lineups in there, 4-2-1 stacks, as opposed to a lot of 4-3 stacks. Support, Xiaoxi, tier of his own. Xiaoxi at this point for restart, $6,000 should probably be like 6,500 relative to the other support players on this slate. In victory, Xiaoxi is just dominating. 11 assists per contest, 70.4 kill participation, damage percentage 8.6, all lead the slate. 1.7 kills per contest is 1 kill more than anybody else on this slate. Xiaoxi is fantastic. It's really hard to get away from. We'll see who starts for top esports. It's probably going to be QQ. It's okay, 9.3 assists per contest. It's really nothing crazy there. I do think Dwayne for LNG is an interesting underdog at just 4,600. But again, if you're stacking, LNG is definitely a stack that I'll have ownership towards. OMG, I think, is going to have a lot of ownership relative to them being an underdog. And I think that OMG, for Cold, he does stand out. Cold dies the second least on the slate. In victories, you're going to see a lot of upside in terms of assists, touching more closer to 8.5 than his 6.2 average. So I guess the way to point this slate out, and the biggest thing here is to see who starts between Fotik and Jackie Love. They're similarly priced. Whoever starts is going to be of interest as a minus 2,000 favorite as an AD carry. To point it out right now, yes, you have 2 really strong favorites, one being a huge favorite in top esports against V5. That obviously looks good. V5 just gets decimated, destroyed. RNG was lost at the last 2 games. A lot of people might feel burnt by that, which is completely fine if you do. These are much easier matchups to this one and then RNG's next matchup compared to their previous 2, even though they're similar size favorites. I'm fine going right back to RNG. I'm not going to use the recency bias all that much, even if they maybe are throwing games, who knows. And then Wink for E-Star is going to stand out the most as the most expensive player. Wink just has the best upside. You're getting almost a kill more per contest than anybody else. You're getting over 2 assists more per contest than anybody else. The only player on the slate to have a 10 creep score per minute, 30% damage rate. So yeah, Wink, Fotik, if Fotik is starting, and then Betty in that order for me. And if you're looking for the underdogs, keep an eye on who starts between Light and Azura. We've been trying to well, we always get told it based on the fact that it's LPL, but it's been flip-flopping for the past month. Smiles from OMG, though. Probably the player I like getting to the most. I think Azura makes your lineups easier to get to if you indeed do have, just going to project a little bit higher than Light if that's the start in some of your randomness. So the reason you increase your randomness on both your stacks and individual players is so that you increase your randomness on your AD carry. You get situations where they actually pop off, even as an underdog. So get you some more underdog stacks in there. You could also change your stack exposure. Jungler, I get to all the junglers. I'll probably cross off the V5 junglers. I'll get to the rest of them. The 3 favorites are going to be head and shoulders above the rest. Hacker from OMG would probably come in 4th for me. Out of the 3 favorites, yeah, we up top for E-Star is going to stand out the most. After that, it's in the order of the pricing. I hate paying top dollar pricing, but it seems like you have a lot of money left over here. So this slate is very straightforward. 3 huge favorites. You're probably going to be splitting first place a ton of different ways. If you're trying to get quote unquote sneaky, it's probably by going to OMG, which a lot of people are going to probably go to OMG, which maybe that takes off even more ownership off of E-Star, which is more appealing there. We've been seeing that a lot, just the smallest size underdog, the sexy underdog. A lot of people just gravitate there more so than they should. The underdog becomes over-owned. Doesn't mean they're out of play, but they become over-owned, which actually makes the favorite pretty appealing, which E-Star right now is an expensive stack to get to, or relatively expensive on this slate. They might actually be lesser owned than they actually should because people are just trying to take the underdog in theory, thinking that they're going to get a lower owned stack when they really don't. LNG will be lower owned. I would assume so. They're going to be the lower owned stack, and then V5 just going to have no ownership. If V5 has a 1% chance of winning the slate, and they are 0.1% owned, you're getting 10x your odds if you play them 1% of the time. So you always have to keep an eye on just what relative ownership is. If you play 3 V5 stacks, you're probably going to be above the field at 2% today. So that doesn't feel terrible if you're playing 150 lineups in the quarter jukeboxes or the 50-cent jukeboxes. Having just 3 lineups to hedge and be double the field on that is never a bad idea. So I said earlier that I'll X out the V5. That's if you're playing 1 to 5 lineups. If you're playing 150, I wouldn't X them out. I don't think they're going to win, but if 1% of the field's owning them, and all I got to do is roster 4 lineups or 3 lineups out of my 150 to have double the field, yeah, I'll be fine getting to that. I think it's a decent leverage spot. So that's where I'm at right now. The team slot, all the favorites. I probably won't have the V5 favorite in there or team in there. All the favorites look good. OMG is going to look fine. And then LNG really in that order. I would put E-Star above all the teams. They usually score the most as a team position when they do win. I'd probably go E-Star, Top Esports, and Royal Never Give Up, OMG in that order. So that's where I'm at. It's Easter. I got to go tend to my sauce. The sauce is done. So what do I got to do today? I'll be on the live stream with Awesemo at 1 p.m. to about 2, doing some ENFL, but the sauce is up. I got to put that in a pan. I got to put the sausage in there, dice it up. I got to put the mozzarella if you're not Italian and you say it wrong, which I know I say it wrong, but I got to put that on top. Got to bake it in the oven for about 40 minutes, get some garlic bread, get whatever else we got going, the extra sauce on it. Can't wait. Got all my chocolate already from Easter, the Easter Bunny. It's a good day. It's Easter. So hit the subscribe button. Get me to 20,000, why don't you? Check out the course down below. In the description, help me out over there. All you got to do is you get the course for free. If you go over, it's sponsored by Monkey Knife Fight, who is also sponsoring this video. Bing, 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 up above. If you want $5 to play on Monkey Knife Fight, so you get $5 to play. If you want to get 100% deposit match up to $50, so potentially you put $10 in, you get another 10 for free, so plus the $5, $15 to play, and you want the course, click the link down below to see how you get all that. It'll be the first thing in the description. Thank you so much. Wild show. DraftKings dropped the ball, came out a little bit later. We'll give them a break. It's Easter. I get it. Everybody was in their virtual churches. All right. Best of luck, everybody. I will see you in the next one, and happy Easter. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed that video. Above my head, if you're not already subscribed to this channel, I do ask you if you can please hit that subscribe button. It helps me out a good amount to reach more people. You can also follow me on Twitter. That's over there. Right in the corner is my @SalVetriDFS Twitter. And then above, you'll find my Patreon link. You can click on that if you want more exclusive content for me. Or a video is going to pop up, so why don't you check that one out as well. I think it's going to be beneficial for you. Thank you so much again for tuning in, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day.